If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Chilling. TGIF.
Yes, sir. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday, July 26th, and we are here to break down UFC 304, going down in Manchester, England. Features two title fights, which are rematches from about 3 years ago. Both fights ended unceremoniously. Neither was for the belt at the time. Since then, a lot has changed, and now we have the rematches for the title.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Overall, I feel like this is going to be a really good card. They got a lot of different matchups on here that I feel like are going to be closely contested. It's going to be kind of a tricky one to bet on, with the exception of a few fights. Over here in the U.S. is regular start time. Over there in England, I think the first prelim start at like 11, so they're going to be up all night. But the UFC decided,
I think that's crazy. You would think that because it was in England, they would make it towards their fight time. But
no,
wow.
They decided to cater to us because they don't sell pay-per-views over there. So they cater to the audience that pay the $80 to watch a pay-per-view.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yes, sir.
All right, ready to break down some fights.
Yeah, let's get into it. They did switch up the bout order a lot. They kept switching things up. I feel like it's because I know they took some things off the main card and put them on the early prelims and the prelims, and I feel like it's just to make sure that the crowd get there for the whole thing. We do have a 14 fight card, reminiscent of old days when it wasn't a fight every week. So I'm loving that. And first up in the women's strawweight division, we have Mama B, Shayna Bannon, versus Alice Ardelin. Alice Ardelin is making her UFC debut. The big talk on her is about how she got like over 3 million followers on all her social media platforms, and she one of them OnlyFans chicks. And for some reason, for the most part, I tend to not pick with fighters, male or female, when they got OnlyFans, because I feel like they're not focused on strictly improving their skills. I did watch a few of her regional fights. She does seem tough and very aggressive. I know Shayna Bannon, she lost her debut to Bruno Brazil, but she is one of those taekwondo clean, crisp strikers. Not really a lot of power. She's kind of tall for the division, and she's very technical. I feel like from what I saw from Alice Ardeline, she's more of a brawler. So I will go with Shayna Bannon in this fight. One thing about Ardeline, though, in the regional scene, she did fight Zhang Weili.
Yeah, she did.
What you got on this fight?
For this fight, I'm not really sold, confident picking either way. Shayna Bannon, she was undefeated. She was like 5-0, I believe, and then lost her last fight. She won her first fight by knockout, but after that, it's just been straight decisions. So she's a little green, I would say. Ardeline, she's a little bit more of a vet with a 9-5 record, I believe, and I'm gonna pick her to win just to go against you. So when I come up with them points tomorrow, I'll be even more ahead.
You trying to catch up? Shout out to Dean. He said we know who Chris would pick, though. I'm just saying. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Next up, in the heavyweight division, we have Mick Parkin fighting in his hometown of England. He's going up against Lucas Brzeski, the Bull. I like Mick Parkin in this fight. I do think this will be a boring fight. Lucas Brzeski is pretty much well-rounded. He's good everywhere, but not great anywhere. I feel like Mick Parkin, he has a lot of power. He's a really good striker. He's a good grappler, but he takes his time. Feel like the heavyweight division don't really got too many scary heavyweights no more. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Back in the day with the Arlovskis and the Brock Lesnars and the Alistair Overeems, even nowadays, I feel like it's just Derek Lewis and maybe what's the Russian guy's name?
Volkov.
No. The one who just lost to Volkov.
Oh, Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, those are the only two really scary heavyweights we got right now. But yeah, I'm picking Mick Parkin. I feel like it's gonna be easy. That'll be a definite lock if you wanted to bet on that. I feel like it's gonna be a boring 3-round fight though. He's gonna win by decision. This is gonna be kind of like that Muhammad Usman fight from a week ago.
Speaking of Muhammad Usman, that was victory, and that was kind of a. I also like Mick Parkin in this fight to win by decision. Not impressively, but I'm going Mick Parkin to win by decision.
Yeah, won't really be much to see in that one, but we can move on to the next fight. And in the next fight, we have England's own Sam Patterson versus Kefir KDB Crosby. Sam Patterson, really tall for the division, with a small head and a long neck. He's a pretty crisp striker. He's kind of aggressive, not really a lot of power, but definitely got some speed. He is kind of chinny. I feel like he can't get cracked. I forgot who he lost to in their debut, but they knocked him out easy. Somebody that was way smaller than him. But he is aggressive. This could be a very entertaining fight. Kefir Crosby. I feel like he's another one that's kind of like well-rounded, not great everywhere, but not great anywhere, but good everywhere. He is very aggressive, so I can see Kefir Crosby could catch him and knock him out. Cause like I said, Sam Patterson is very chinny, but I do like Sam Patterson on the ground as well. I feel like he don't really use his reach on the feet, but on the ground, that's pretty much where he uses length. He like to wrap you up. He got a good body triangle. I'm picking Sam Patterson to win this fight. By decision. If Kefir Crosby does win, it will be by knockout, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta agree with you on this one. I'm picking Sam Patterson. This is my third time seeing him fight. His first fight, he got starts basically in his hometown of England, and it was pretty embarrassing. He got put out up against the kid. He was out cold. No, actually, he wasn't out cold. He got up and started trying to wrestle the referee, if I remember right. But his next fight, he ended up winning by submission, and he showed his bread and butter, and that's usually what he's pretty good at. I'm looking for him to get a sub in this fight, maybe in the second round by Doris, or maybe like a triangle or something like that.
I love
he got the length. Yeah. All right, so we both got Sam Patterson in that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bro, while you do this, I'm gonna go grab a pen and paper and record all this.
Okay, do that. Do that. Next up in the flyweight division, this was a fight that was on the main card. They moved it to the early prelims, which is insane. You have the Punisher, Muhammad Mokaev, versus Starboy, Manel Kape. Muhammad Mokaev, he brandishes a 12-0 record, undefeated in the UFC, a very strong wrestler. His last bout out, he was up against Alex Perez. That was a really good fight. It was Perez's first fight back after like a 2-year layoff. Mokaev did gas out in that fight, but his bread and butter is a takedown. He said he had staff coming into that fight, so that's why he gassed out. But I don't know. Manel Kape, on the other hand, he is a very entertaining striker. He don't hesitate to try to look for the knockout. My only knock on him is that he pulls out of fights a lot. Sometimes he misses weight, and other times I don't know. But I feel like Manel Kape is a good wrestler, but he don't have the same level of wrestling as Muhammad Mokaev. Excellent striker. I would say that his best path to victory is to make Muhammad pay every time you try to take him down. If you get taken down, that might be. I mean, I feel like Mokaev got good takedowns, but he's not good at holding people down. So Kape could be able to get back up. I'm really big on both guys, and I feel like it's a lot at stake in this fight because I feel like the winner very well could find himself in a title fight against Alessandro Pantoja. Oh boy. I want to pick Manel Kape, and I want to say he'll do it by knockout, but I got a feeling that Mokaev going to be able to wrestle him to death. And one thing I will say, too, you know about the rule changes and whatnot, right?
That don't take effect until October, I believe.
November 1st.
November? Okay.
But one thing I see Mokaev do a lot is kind of like he'll be in a squatting position.
And put his hand on the mat.
Get stuffed with his hand on the mat, yeah. He like to play that game. So this may be the last time he get to try to play that game. That's going to be interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to the fight. I was excited about it when they announced it.
So you got Mokaev,
right? Yeah, I hate picking against Kape, but I'm going to go with Mokaev.
All right. And I hate agreeing with you, but I got to go with Mokaev too because Manel Kape, as good as he is, his weakness is Mokaev's strength. And, I feel like he's not going to be able to get up off the mat. He's going to get taken down and get held there for 3 rounds. Also, you said the weigh-ins were earlier today, correct?
Yes, sir.
So Manel Kape made weight?
Yeah, he made weight, 125.5. One thing I did forget to mention, though, is these guys have fought twice this week already. They fought once at the PI, then they fought again in the Fighter Hotel. So at the weigh-in, as they were trying to keep them separated, it almost went down again. And Tadine, The rule changes are they changed what constitutes as a grounded opponent, meaning you have to have you can't have your hand or your fingers down and consider it to be a downed opponent. Meaning you gotta have like a knee on the ground or a forearm or your back or something like that. So I know we saw the title change hands in a fight with Aljamain Sterling when he took a knee because he was considered a grounded opponent and you're not supposed to knee to the head. This rule changes that. You can knee them to the head all you want, as long as their forearms not on the ground or their knees or something like that. And also the 12-6 elbow, they made that legal now. So those are the two rule changes that they made that take effect in November.
Oh yeah, I think it's good for the sport. I think it's gonna work out pretty good.
I think so too.
Oh yeah, so I got Mokaev in this fight. I feel like he's gonna be the next title challenger for Pantoja. He could possibly take that belt.
Hey, you know they made Tatsuro Taira versus Brandon Royval.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, also to my brother's point, this fight right here was one of the fights that was going to be on the main card, I believe.
Yeah, it was. And that's one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most. Next up, in the welterweight division, we have the Welsh gangster making his second appearance in the UFC, Owain Elliott, undefeated, 12-0, versus Preston Pressure Parsons. This fight can be really entertaining, or it can be a little bit of a snooze fest. Either you might have two people standing there staring at each other, or Preston Parsons might try to put the pressure on him and go ahead and shoot for the takedown early. If you do that, I think it'll be a little exciting. Owain Elliott, he got some pretty good spin kicks, pretty good striker, pretty good wrestling. He's even good at getting up. His last fight in his UFC debut, he won a decision against Val Woodburn. Val Woodburn had him hurt a couple of times. Val definitely gassed out. Preston Parsons, I can see him winning this fight by a submission because his ground game is just that good. He's willing to wade into the fire. I don't think Owain Elliott got the power to really earn the respect. So I see this fight taking place on the ground and Preston Parsons just be aggressive, and I can see him pulling off a submission. So I'm picking Preston Parsons for the win.
And you got Preston Parsons?
Yes, sir.
I actually thought you was going to take Elliott, but because Owain, he impressed me with his last fight against Val Woodburn, the Welsh gangster. Honestly, I can see this fight going to the ground and him getting submitted, or I can see Parsons winning by decision. But just to go against you, I'm going to pick Owain Elliott to win this fight by decision.
Don't go against me. Go with your gut, man.
No, I'm going to pick Owain Elliott.
Use your impeccable analysis.
I'm going to take Owain Elliott.
All right.
Make sure I jot that down.
So you got everything so far, right?
Yeah.
Next up, starting off the regular prelims, we have Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Praknio. Modestas Bukauskas got power in his hands, really aggressive. I wouldn't really say he's fast, but he has kind of like, I feel like he's faster than he looks because he's a counter striker. Marcin Praknio, over 400 fights in karate combat. He's going to come out with that bladed kind of like Wonder Boy stance, similar to Shayna Bannon, except for it's more karate than Taekwondo. Definitely uses a lot of kicks. Either one of these guys could get knocked out. Marcin Praknio has devastating leg kicks. I will say that. But sometimes I don't like his volume. Like I feel like he lacks in the volume department. A lot of times he'll just stand there and kind of like pick his shots, won't really throw in combinations. So I feel like Modestas Bukauskas could very well win a decision just based off of that alone. But if Marcin Pracknell ups his volume, I can see him getting the TKO. Both guys got a pretty good chin. Overall, I'm going to pick. This is one of those hard fights to pick. As you can see, look at the odds, too. The odds are very close. But I'm going to go Modestas Bukauskas.
All right. To your point and to the odds, I feel like this is kind of like an evenly matched fight. It can go either way. Both of them are kind of war on it. Pracknell, I seen him lose against Victor Petrino, which is nothing to sneeze at, you know.
Right.
But overall, I feel like Modestas Bukauskas, he's just a little bit more well-rounded, and I feel like he's going to take a decision right here.
Yeah,
but this is definitely a toss-up fight, though.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun to watch, man. I feel like this is one of those sleeper fights that's going to be a really close one. I'm interested to see who wins this fight. I feel like it's also one of those fights where the winner of this fight, if they could probably get one more under their belt, and they'll be looking at the rankings.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, in a fight just added a week ago, we have Jake Hadley versus Colin Lochran. Jake Hadley stepped in on short notice. He did also miss weight by a pound. I really like Jake Hadley. He's a very fun fighter to watch. He's pretty aggressive. He's tough. He like to taunt. I feel like when he get into a groove, he let his hands go. He'll press you. But it's not ruthless aggression. It's more so calculated aggression. Colin Lochran, he's also fun to watch too. I'm gonna give the edge to him just because he was the one that already had a fight on the boards. He had a full count. Jake Hadley, even though he's the hometown hero, and I would love to pick him because I would like to see him win this fight. I think it's a tall mountain to climb. One thing that could help him out, I don't know if he couldn't cut the weight, like if it wouldn't come off. I don't know how hard he tried, but if he was really pressing to make this weight and just couldn't do it, he might come in drained. Or you can look at it like he gave up on the scale, so he didn't put his body through as much as Lochran did, and therefore he might have the advantage, be the fresher fighter. So we'll see, but I'm picking Lochran in this one.
All right. I'm going to have to agree with you on this one just for the fact that he already had a training camp, like you said, and he already kind of in that shape and in that fighter-ready mode. Hadley, I am a fan of his. But he's the kind of fighter that he can pretty much like knock you out, or he's going to lose a decision. He hasn't been finished his 3 losses. His last loss was against Charles Johnson. That was in the UFC St. Louis card.
Charles Johnson didn't finish him?
Nah. It was a decision. No. But and he also lost to Cody Durden, you know, and I feel like
I remember that.
On paper, I would expect him to have won that fight, you know.
Right.
And to your point, he did miss weight by a pound, which I'm not really holding too much against him because he took the fight on very short notice. But I just feel like that's going to catch up to him in the 3-round fight, and plus the adrenaline dump too of fighting in your home country, you know. So I got to go with Colin Lochran on this one. I'm a fan of Hadley though.
Yeah, me too. This short notice fight could come back to bite him though, or it could pay off. It's a big gamble when you take them short notice fights like that.
Yeah. Hey.
Coming up next, one of the biggest favorites on the card. We have England's own Meatball Molly McCann versus Bruno Brazil, who holds a win over Shayna Bannon, Mama B, in first fight of the night. Molly McCann has been looking very good since she dropped down to 125. She's way more docile, way more calm. I feel like she's more focused, and I feel like it's really good for her. I feel like the maintenance of the weight has her more disciplined, and I feel like it was a really good move for her. She doesn't really have a lot of power, but she is very aggressive. Stand-up game. Her last fight, her first fight at 125, she seemed a little bit more calculated, and that was a good look for her. Bruno Brazil, fighting out of the camp of the Fighting Nerds. I feel like her head coach is Caio Baralho. Fighting Nerd has been on a roll lately.
Oh yeah.
Bruno Brazil does have power in her hands. She has nice kicks. She has a really good ground game as well. She's just an all-around, very well-rounded fighter. If you ask me who's the better fighter, I would say Bruno Brazil is definitely a better fighter. Molly McCann, you can't really call her a great fighter. She's just very fun to watch. That being said, Bruno Brazil's last fight, she fought Loma Lukbumi, and she didn't do a thing. She just stood there like she was taking pictures and pretty much got outpointed for a decision. Granted, Loma Lukbumi is a very good fighter, but I felt like Bruno Brazil, if she would have just had more output, she could have gave herself a chance. The Fighting Nerds have been on a roll, and I always say that when a gym starts having success, then that success becomes contagious. So I feel like Bruno Brazil might get the upset in England.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked because, man, the Fighting Nerds camp, like so far, even though they don't have a champion out of that camp yet, they're in contention for Gym of the Year. If you was to take just their UFC fighters side by side, I'm pretty sure their win-loss resume will be pretty damn good.
I don't think they lost a fight this year.
Actually, I do want to do that, actually. But, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Meatball. Since she went to strawweight, her last fight, she did look pretty good in. She was able to get the submission over Diana Belbita, I believe it was.
Yep.
In round one. And that was pretty impressive for me because before that, she was on a submission losing streak, where she was getting her arm taken in every fight. And before that, she had two of the nastiest, not of all time, but, I'll probably say over the last couple of years, two of the nastiest women knockouts. Or definitely
one of them was definitely top 3 of all time.
Yeah. The other one, the Hannah Goldie one, it actually wasn't that, looking back on it. It wasn't that impressive, but just the barrage she came out with was pretty impressive. For
Carolina, right? That she's caught with a spinning elbow.
Yeah, and put her out, man. Like eyes open and everything.
She was looking like Pat Barry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Molly McCann to get a knockout here, and this is probably going to be the pop of the night, or definitely one of the pops of the night. And so I got Meatball in this one all day.
There we go. There we have it. Hey, if Bruno Brazil take her down, then it's like it's gonna be a wrap. I feel like. But getting submitted by Aaron Blanchfield, even though Molly McCann got submitted by Aaron Blanchfield, like that's not really. You can't hold that against her. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's Aaron Blanchfield. That's what she do to everybody. Next up, this should be a very entertaining fight. Featherweight bout, 145ers. We got Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Daniel Pineda is very aggressive. Got really good strikes. I feel like he's going to come out and he's going to storm the castle, so to say. Nathaniel Wood, pretty decent hands. Definitely, I feel like he's too small for this division. He should be a 35er. But I feel like if he could withstand the barrage in the first 2 minutes of the fight, then he should be able to pull off a victory. He may even be able to get a sub if he get this fight to the ground. Pineda does have pretty decent takedown defense, but I feel like Nathaniel Wood all around is a better fighter. So I'm going to go Nathaniel Wood, pretty simple, get the sub, and keep it moving. Second
Yeah,
round,
I think even though they,
like I said, he just got to survive the barrage in the first round because he can't get put to sleep.
even though Nathaniel Wood, he is the smaller fighter in this one. I feel like he's a better, not just a better fighter, but he's a more of a well-rounded athlete. He really got my attention with the Andre Fili fight, and he impressed me in that fight. So I'm looking for him to get a 3-round decision. I think he's gonna pretty much control all 3 rounds, control the pace, and just probably get some takedowns in. And I don't know if he's gonna submit him, but I definitely think he's gonna control him for 3 rounds.
I will be putting the parlay in with Nate Wood and Mick Parkin. And that's it for the prelims, folks. Now we get to this juicy main card. Oh, man. And it started off. We got number 6 in the featherweight division, the almighty Arnold Allen versus number 10, Giga Chikadze. I know you already know who I'm picking in this fight.
I got a pretty good idea. I think you're gonna pick your boy Arnold Allen.
But pretty much. I'm gonna break it down anyway. Arnold Allen came into the UFC, won 10 fights in a row. The destruction of Gilbert Melendez, the destruction of Dan Hooker. Lost the fight against Movsar Evloev. A fight that he very well should have won, and another fight that, if those rules were implemented with the grounded opponent, he definitely would have won. Still a controversial decision. Then he fought Max Holloway. Everybody loses to Max Holloway, so he lost his last 2 fights. Giga Chikadze, a very good kickboxer. No ground game at all. Fast, that Giga kick crumbles people. He got a kick he called a Giga kick that goes straight to the liver. That when you take it, it's a wrap. He took some time off after he got destroyed by Calvin Kattar. That was a very brutal beating. I feel like the time off was well needed. He came back, went up against Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. He won that fight. He outpointed him in a very, very, very close fight. One thing about that fight that I noticed with Giga, he wasn't letting his hands go really. He was like no more than 2 at a time. He wasn't throwing combos. He was pretty much point fighting. He does have that kickboxing stance. He's pretty long for the division. Arnold Allen, I feel like it's just better than Giga everywhere. He has really good takedown defense, which you don't have to worry about in this fight. This fight is going to take place on the feet. Arnold Allen may surprise you and try to take him down just to take the path of least resistance, but I doubt that's going to happen. I'm pretty much 90% sure that this fight is going to take place on the feet. Arnold Allen, sometimes what I don't like is he has a lot of empty pressure, meaning he pressures forward without throwing punches. But when he gets offensive, they come fast, they come heavy, has a lot of power. I feel like if he just come in this fight with confidence, he'll definitely get the finish. I'm not going to say definitely get the finish. He'll definitely get the victory and could possibly get the finish. Definitely going Arnold Allen in this fight. I feel like it's his fight to lose.
All right. Arnold Allen is the more well-rounded fighter, and obviously his 2 straight losses is nothing to sneeze at because it was against top-tier competition. I just feel like Giga's going to be able to keep that distance and hit him with a good Giga kick. I don't think he's going to finish Arnold Allen because I just can't picture that happening, but I feel like he's going to just keep his distance and keep the kicks going. Maybe Arnold Allen might get him up against the cage, but Giga will be able to get out of it. If he do get it to the ground, though, he's going to be in big trouble because Giga don't really have much of a submission game or submission defense at all. But I'm looking for Giga to win a close decision fight here.
Nah, I gotta strongly disagree with you just for this. This will be a fun fight to watch. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like Arnold Allen is a more versatile striker than Calvin Kattar. I know they say MMA math don't add up, blah 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 blah, bullshit. But I mean, I guess it really don't. But for my point, I'm going to use MMA math, and I'm going to say if Arnold Allen is a more versatile striker than Calvin Kattar, who's strictly just boxing for the most part, and Giga Chikadze couldn't use his kickboxing to defeat Calvin Kattar, Arnold Allen has more power than Calvin Kattar. He's faster than Calvin Kattar. And I feel like he definitely has a chin as well, but I just feel like he has too much to offer offensively for Giga. Now, the only way I do see Giga winning this fight is if Arnold Allen's confidence is broken from his last two performances. But I don't think so. I don't really think he built like that. But we'll see. So
We'll see.
Another one for me. You might as well pencil that in right now.
No, I'm excited for this fight.
Right here, I'm gonna let you take it away because I know I see your boy right there. So go ahead.
CLD Christian Leroy Duncan against Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. This fight is gonna be pretty damn good, and this is my one of my contenders to fight of the night. Rodriguez, he finna come in and just straight looking to take his head off, and he not finna back down, which is why I feel like Leroy may be able to put him out and get a knockout here. If he don't knock him out, I definitely see him using some. I feel like he gonna catch him and drop him. I feel like that's definitely going to happen, and I'm pretty confident in that happening. He might even finish him, but I feel like Christian Leroy Duncan, he's going to be able to use his versatility and use Gregory Rodriguez's momentum against him, basically. Like, I can see him rushing in for a jab and getting caught with something, you know? So I got CLD in this one. And he's also a fighter to watch out for me.
I'm surprised you didn't pick with your heart on that one. I like that. Christian Leroy Duncan is a very, very flashy striker. He kind of got like a Jon Jones / like picture if you mix Jon Jones with I would say like an MVP or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I feel like he kind of got a mix of those two. He's big, he's long, and he's really light on his feet. Attacks can come from anywhere. He get real flashy. RoboCop, I mean, the name suits him because he come in fighting like dead or alive, you're coming with me. You get what I'm saying? And so he's very aggressive, but what I feel like people are sleeping on in this fight is the toughness of Gregory Rodriguez. I mean, the guy had his eyebrow hanging off. You could damn near see his skull, and he kept coming forward, and he won that fight. Christian Leroy Duncan, I feel like sometimes when he's having his way with somebody, he gets a little cocky, and I have seen him gas as well. RoboCop can very well eat a nasty counter coming in being too aggressive, but what RoboCop has in his back pocket that Christian Leroy Duncan doesn't is that black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, baby. So Rodriguez is not going to come out and make this a pure striking match. He will take Christian Leroy Duncan to the ground, and he may get a TKO because his ground and pound is chef's kiss top notch.
All right, so you got RoboCop.
RoboCop couldn't make me stop when I busted Batman's nose.
All right. Well, this one is going to be a real good one.
Hey, so now, before we go any further, what I will say about this main card is these first three fights could all be fight of the night. I mean, like, the name value might not be there for some people, but these are some very good matchups, and I'm so excited about this shit.
I agree.
Like this right here will probably be the biggest pop of the night. Look, they had to take his picture down because the English fans are going to see it and go crazy. You had
my own heart.
You know, you got King Green. Yes, he officially changed his name to King. Versus Patty Pimblett. Oh boy, King Green called for this fight and he got it. King Green is a very entertaining fighter. No such thing as a boring King Green fight. it's kind of hard to not call him Bobby. So I might be hesitating a little bit, but King Green is an OG in the game. Really good takedown defense, fast hands. He don't got the one punch knockout power unless your name is help me out, bro.
Not Drew Dober, Grant Dawson.
Yeah, unless your name is Grant Dawson or Ally Quinta. Man, Bobby Green doesn't have one punch knockout power, but he beats you up with an accumulation of punches. Last time out versus Jim Miller, he destroyed Jim Miller at UFC 300. Bobby Green is there you go, King Green, very active fighter, very entertaining. Comes in with his hands down and talk to you the whole time, and invite you to throw strikes so he can bob and weave and counter strike. The counter strikes are very fast. They do have a common opponent in Tony Ferguson. What remains of Tony Ferguson? Paddy Pimblett. He has been lucky a couple of times. They gave him a decision where he lost the fight against Jared Gordon. And then the Tony Ferguson fight was pretty good, but Tony Ferguson is not the same Tony Ferguson. Paddy Pimblett, always go against him, and he always proved me wrong. He's a pretty decent striker. You can't take that away from him. Got pretty good kicks, pretty good power in his hands. Not really the most powerful striker, but like he'll earn your respect with his striking. Thing about him though is no defense. He keeps his chin up in the air. Bobby Green will find that chin. Paddy Pimblett's best bet is to take this fight to the ground. Bobby Green has good takedown defense, but if Paddy gets him to the ground, then that's where they'll be for the rest of the round, because unlike Muhammad Makayev, his top pressure is elite. When he take you down, he's keeping you there. You're not getting up. Bobby Green got good submission defense, so I can see him. If he does get taken down early, then you might as well just put that round in the books and wait for the next round. But Paddy Pimblett does gas out. Bobby Green will never gas out. I see Bobby Green getting a late TKO in the third round. If it goes to decision, the judges will fuck him because they are in England. And Paddy Pimblett, he'll just get the judge's nod. I feel like whether he win or lose the fight, it's because even if it's close, because you saw what happened to Jared Gordon. I'm going Bobby Green here. TKO third round. Let's go.
Hey, a little MMA history here. Before Paddy Pimblett got to the UFC, he had 2 fights on the regional scene in which he basically got his ass whooped, and they gave him the fight anyway. When he fought Jared Gordon, the same thing happened, At the time, because I was a huge Paddy Pimblett fan, I didn't think that it was that big of a robbery, but going back and watching it again, it was definitely a robbery. And what my brother said is 100% true.
Going back and watching fights.
Yeah. But King Green got to finish Paddy to win this fight, because if it goes to a decision, they're going to give it to Paddy. And I feel like Paddy will do enough. He may lose round 1, maybe, or maybe no. Actually, I think he's gonna win round 1 and 2, and lose round 3. He gonna get his ass whooped in round 3, and it might even possibly be like enough for a 10-8 round. But the judge is gonna give it to him, and I feel like in rounds 1 and 2, he's gonna do enough to control King Green and keep him on the ground or keep it in the clinch. Because if he decides to stand with him, they both have their heads kind of up. You know what I mean? But he definitely don't want to stand with King Green, because he will get knocked out, I feel like, as much as he have his set up. And then I feel like King Green going to just be talking smack to him, and he might even lure him into a trap, So Paddy definitely got to watch out for that. But I feel like at the end of the day, he's going to get a decision win. So I'm going with Paddy to Paddy.
Hey, this is his last fight on his contract, right?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, so I don't know if they didn't re-sign him on purpose, if they're waiting to see the result of this fight. So what I do want to ask you is, if he loses this fight, do you think the UFC re-sign him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like Mike Malott, they don't have to stick with the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Next up, co-main event of the evening. in the heavyweight division, we have the interim title fight between interim champion Tom Aspen versus number 4 in the heavyweight division, Curtis Razor Blades. Now, if I told you Curtis Blades had a finish over Tom Aspen, you would say, okay, so why is he such an underdog? And if I told you the finish was in 18 seconds of the first round, you would say, wow, why is he such an underdog? But then when I tell you how the finish happened, Tom Aspen destroyed his knee throwing a kick, and that pretty much ended the fight unceremoniously. So now they're running it back. This time it's for the interim championship. Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall. Hey, I see you over there. Spontaner. Shout out, man. Hit the like and subscribe. But so, yeah, so Aspinall rehabbed his knee, came back in a short notice, probably took the fight on like 7 days, 6 days against the scariest heavyweight in the division right now. At this time, I can never remember his name, so say it for me, bro.
Sergey Pavlovich.
There you go. Knocked Sergey Pavlovich out in the first round after eating the shot. Barely had any kind of training camp. Everybody think that Tom Aspinall is the next Jon Jones. Everybody want to see the Jon Jones fight. A lot of people think he'll beat Jon Jones. He is, in my opinion, right now, aside from Jon Jones, the best heavyweight in the heavyweight division. He's extremely well-rounded. Average fight time is about 3 minutes. Longest fight, 7 minutes. So we don't know what he'll look like in the championship rounds, but I don't think this fight goes there. Tom Aspinall is very quick hands. Not so much as one-shot knockout power, but he throws combinations. So it's like he got enough power to hurt you with the first and finish you with the second and third. Very good on the ground as well. I mean, anywhere you go with this guy, you're in trouble. He has multiple submissions on his belt, multiple knockouts under his belt. Curtis Blades. So, I mean, you can't really put him in a box as far as is he a striker, is he a grappler? He's a mixed martial artist. Curtis Blades, he is a wrestler, has the most takedowns in heavyweight history. That being said, bro, do you know the last time Curtis Blades attempted a takedown was against Derek Lewis?
For real?
Curtis Blades has not attempted a takedown in 3 years.
It makes no sense.
Curtis Blades attempted a takedown against Derek Lewis and got an uppercut from hell that had him snoring.
And he didn't take one down. He do a takedown since, huh?
He hasn't attempted a takedown in 3 years, bro. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but it's true. You feel me? I fact-checked myself several times. He has not attempted a takedown in 3 years. He has a couple of knockouts as far as him getting knocked out, but he only gets knocked out by the hardest hitters. He got TKO'd by Francis twice. I mean, that's Francis, probably the most powerful heavyweight puncher in UFC history. Got knocked out by Derek Lewis, probably the second most powerful UFC striker in UFC history. And he got knocked out by Sergey Pavlovich, who knocks everybody out in the first round. That being said, I feel like Curtis Blades has definitely fallen in love with his hands. His hands have improved. I feel like once he got that knockout, he worked extra hard on him. He has a couple of knockouts under his belt as well where he knocks his opponent out, but I don't see that happening with Aspinall. Aspinall proved he had a chin. The same shot that rocked Curtis Blades from Sergey Pavlovich, it just kind of stung Aspinall a little bit. You get what I'm saying? He didn't get rocked from it. Aspinall finishes this fight first or second round. KO, TKO, possibly a sub. Curtis Blades is crazy because I feel like he has the skill set to present Jon Jones the most problems with the wrestling. But until I see him go back to his wrestling, then it's like I don't really I can't really put that much stock in him to win a championship or nothing like that. I will say this too. In Curtis Blades' last fight, he was taken down like 8 times in the first round. So, I mean, for somebody who's such a great wrestler, I don't feel like – I mean, that was Jonathan Almeida. So, let me ask you a question. Where do you think – how would you grade that? Where would you say – how much of that was Almeida being Almeida versus Curtis Blades not having takedown defense? Versus Curtis Blades
a lot of that
somebody was trying to take him down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of that I give to Almeida, but also it wasn't expected for him to go for the takedown. You know what I mean? But,
he was working out a little bit.
A lot of that I would have credit to Almeida, basically, because I mean, not many people has taken him down like that. You know what I'm saying? I would give, yeah.
Like, what's going on? Like,
you did a good breakdown. Aspinall, I just want to read off, since he got to the UFC, some of his victories. He got a first-round KO of Jake Collier, a first-round KO of Alan Boudet, Andrei Arlovsky submission in the second round, Sergey Spivak KO first round, Volkov submission first round, and then Toria KO first round, and Pavlovich KO first round.
Hey, so, he got Volkov with a key lock, right?
Yeah.
That was nasty.
Yeah.
That was nasty.
Yeah. I feel like Aspinall don't even need to take Blades down, so we won't even see that aspect too much. I just feel like this would probably be my lock up tonight, just because I feel like Aspinall, when this all said and done, he's going to go down as one of the greatest heavyweights to ever do it. You know,
that's what everybody says.
That's just how much. Yeah, and the thing that get me with him is how light he is on his feet as a heavyweight. Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that often. You know, it's kind of like he got like bantamweight feet or like flyweight feet or something on the heavyweight body, which is insane. I just feel like he gonna put Blades out probably in the second or third round with a KO. Not to take away from Blades, because I do feel like he is, you know, a pretty good fighter. He do every time I go against him, he always burn me basically, but I like Aspinall by knockout in this fight, definitely.
Yeah, I know that's one fight that I got you on because you thought Jonathan was going to do him.
Yeah.
Trevor said, save us, Jon Jones. Ironically, this is the fight that Tom Aspinall been begging for, literally. He's been begging to fight Jon Jones to unify this belt. Jon Jones is coming back in November to fight Stipe. Dana said that the winner of that fight will fight Tom Aspinall. Well, assuming that he's still the interim champ, because, I mean, it's a fight. Anything can happen. It's two heavyweights throwing their bones at each other as hard as they can. So, I mean, anything can happen in the fight. But considering that Tom Aspinall is still the champ and Jon Jones beat Stipe, it's just a matter of if the winner of that fight is going to retire or not. If it's Stipe, I feel like he's retiring no matter what. If it's Jon Jones, I feel like he will stick around and do another fight or two. So I'm absolutely putting money on Blades for the second round KO. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. I know the odds are crazy for that because I know Curtis Blades in the first round was like plus like 4 something, and then Curtis Blades by KO in the second round was plus 14 something. It jumped drastically. So that'll be probably the biggest bet you could put on here. It's not gonna happen, but I mean, if you would probably be better off doing TKO as opposed to KO, unless they put it all the same, KO and TKO. Because Curtis Blades, if he does get a takedown, we've never seen Tom Aspinall off his back, and Curtis Blades does have some devastating elbows from the top. So, I mean, he'll open you up like a can of tuna, as Joe Rogan would say. But I don't think this fight goes 3 rounds, bro. I think first or second round KO.
Yeah, definitely ain't going long at all.
But I will be interested to see if they can get into the championship round, just because, I mean, We never seen Tom Aspinall there. But
Right.
moving on to the main event. And the reason why this is the main event is because usually they do the main events by weight class. So if we had 3 title fights and one was a heavyweight championship, one was a welterweight championship, one was a middleweight championship, the welterweight would be first, the middleweight would be second, and then the heavyweight would be last because they do it by weight class. But because it's an interim championship, they put it in the co-main. This, the main event of the evening, another rematch from about three years ago. Dean says Tom Aspinall can definitely beat Jon Jones. That's my dude right there. You know, everybody's saying that. Everybody is saying that. And I know Jon Jones getting sick of it. Like, I just want to see it happen. I want to see him fight. I don't feel like Jon Jones will lose that fight. But it'll be a good matchup because I feel like Tom Aspinall is a better striker, but I can't say he's a better grappler. You get what I'm saying? So, but back to this fight right here, rematch from COVID times. Leon Edwards on the 10-fight win streak went up and faced off against Kamaru Usman for the second time, beat him for the belt, headshot dead, head kick in the last minute of the fight that he was losing all 4.5 rounds, 4 3/4 rounds, through a Hail Mary, jab, head kick from the same side, and crumbled Kamaru like a bag of bricks. They ran it back. Leon Edwards won that fight. Definitely showed that he improved his takedown defense. Then he went up against Colby Covington. Colby Covington tried to get under his skin, talked about his late father and all this type of stuff. Colby Covington didn't do nothing in that fight. Leon Edwards actually took him down. He took Kamaru down too. Neither one of these guys are the same fighter as before when they fought. I say 2020. Bilal Muhammad also on a 10-fight win streak. The last time they fought, they fought first round. Bilal stepped in short notice. They fought. Leon Edwards won the first round, rocked Bilal with a head kick. Came out for the second round. Leon ended up poking Bilal in the eye. They had to stop the fight. Now here they are running it back. Bilal on the 10-fight win streak. Last 2 fights, he destroyed Vicente Luque. Well, last 3 fights, he destroyed Vicente Luque. He destroyed, who was it? Sean Brady. And then he destroyed Gilbert Burns. Bilal Muhammad is a wrestler by trade, but his last 3 fights, he did not attempt a takedown, which is kind of like Curtis Blades, right? It's crazy how both of these, the co-main and the main, got a lot of similarities in them. Both rematches, both ended by injury. We didn't really get to see much of the fight. All 4 fighters have improved drastically since then. And Bilal Muhammad is not the same fighter, bro, that he was then. I think Leon may be overlooking and underestimating Bilal Muhammad, which is a dangerous thing. Bilal Muhammad definitely is hungry, definitely thirsty. I will say this. Both guys know what it's like to scrap and claw and grind their way up that ladder of the welterweight division to try to get a title shot. Leon Edwards couldn't get a title shot to save his life. He finally got one, and he made good on it. Then he had to run it back and made good on that again. Bilal Muhammad could not get a title shot to save his life. He's been knocking down everybody that's standing in his path. I pick against him every single fight, and he wins every single time. And I'm gonna pick against him again. God damn it! Because
hey, shut up.
I feel like his only path to victory is to take Leon down. Leon has been training for wrestlers for his past 3 camps. If you include this one, his past 4 camps. His takedown defense against Kamaru Usman the second time was immaculate. His takedown defense against Colby Covington was immaculate. Chef's kiss, you feel me? Once again, I feel like Leon has proven that you can't just come in there and take him down and try to press him. I will, and on the feet, if Bilal can't get this fight to the ground, headshot dead. You feel me? I feel like Leon is definitely the more crisp striker. He's just so technical and so like everything is just on point and by the book, like a textbook striker. I feel like he's quicker. Now, Bilal's path to victory, the only one that I see, is to take this fight into deeper water. I feel like sometimes Leon can lose focus like he did in the Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah.
And he may gas out a little bit if Bilal puts the pressure on him. Bilal has been training with Khabib, so I mean he does know how to put the pressure. Bilal can do this for a whole hour. You feel me? He don't gas at all. The Bilal you see in the first round is the same one you'll see in the fifth round. So I feel like if it can go into deep water and Bilal just keep Leon moving backwards, then he can pull it off. And I'm kind of thinking to like go Bilal just because I feel like he always wins. Number one, number two, it's something about it, dog. I feel like Leon is really underestimating Bilal, and I feel like Bilal is hungry. I feel like he will implement his game plan. It's just a matter of if it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
but I just don't think Leon gonna be able to be taken down. Trevor said Blaze is plus 2250 for a KO in the second round, which is damn. You gotta play with that a little bit at least.
Yeah.
Dean said, which fight was that? The second fight where Leon Edwards knocked him out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Kamaru Usman. He said, "Let's go Leon, baby, all day head kick, second round."
Man, the thing is,
Bilal ate that head kick. He threw the same jab, same head kick in the first fight, and Bilal ate it.
Stop taking my points, bro. But I was going to say, number one, in the third Usman and Leon Edwards fight, the third fight, which is the fight after he got knocked out, Usman was a little gunshot in his takedown, but his takedown wasn't good.
No. The second fight, he got knocked out.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying in the third fight when they fought in England, Usman, he was a little gunshot. It wasn't the same Usman, you feel me?
Right.
And then in the Colby Covington fight, all Leon did was switch his stance and took that lead leg and switched his lead leg, and Colby just didn't know what the hell to do with that. You feel me? So that's why he didn't take. Yeah, and that's why he didn't shoot for his many takedowns. Because, bro, if you notice, Colby, I would like to see the stats on that, but Colby didn't really shoot for many takedowns because the leg switched. You know what I'm saying? He was confused.
He shot for 5.
Okay, in a 5-round fight, that's crazy for a Colby Covington.
Well, Colby Covington fight, you're right. Hey, look at you, the expert analysis. Well, you the expert.
So I will put like a little asterisk on as far as people saying, "Oh, well, he defended against Kamaru and he defended against Colby." Bro, I feel like Bilal is going to come with unrelentless pressure that Leon has never felt before. You feel me? And
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but also to your point, like which makes your point more valid, I should say, is also in the Kamaru Usman fight, Leon had them hands inside them gloves.
Yeah,
we can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In the last fight between Leon and Bilal, even though they're both different fighters, Bilal did eat that head kick. It did stumble him a little bit, but overall he ate it and he was able to withstand. And he came out in the second round. And I mean, I'll be honest, Leon was winning that fight. You feel me? So I can't put too much stock in that first fight, but I just feel like Bilal's going to come with some pressure. Going to have that good clinch game, and I feel like Bilal's going to win by decision. My only fear is that this is going to be a boring fight. You feel me? Hopefully it's not. But Bilal, his path to victory is to make it that kind of fight, you know, like a lay and pray, a grind out kind of fight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely taking Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad in this one.
And you know what? You made me change my pick. I'm picking Bilal, and because as you said that, I can see Bilal actually putting the pressure and making Leon exert himself with a lot of output. You know what time it is now? Say, hey, I'm gonna see you on guard. But I see Bilal putting a lot of pressure on Leon, and I see him making Leon up his output. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's going to wear and tear on Leon. And you heard what Bilal said, right? He said, what he going to do is he going to come out and he going to show Leon some shit he never seen before. He going to rock him. He said when he hurt him, he going to look at his coach and tell his coach, hey, you need to give your boy that pep talk. Tell him stop letting me bully you, son.
Hey.
And then he say, and then after that, he gonna take him down, and he say he gonna get him in a choke, and he say he gonna strangle him until he's about to pass out, and he say he gonna let go, and then he say he gonna let him go back to his corner, and then he say he gonna look at his brother and be like, hey, what's up? You're not gonna come help your brother out, you feel me? And then he gonna let him get that pep talk from his coach. So then after that, he gonna come in the second round and finish him. Bilal called him for a second round finish.
Bro, do you think Francis is really going to see his dad's son again in the afterlife? Do you believe in that stuff, bro?
I don't know who that is, but condolences to Francis Ngannou. That gotta be rough losing your 15-month-old. You feel me? I'm not finna make light of that situation at all.
Hey, bro, did you see that? Did you see their interaction in the elevator?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Hey, Bilal was focused, man.
I know, man. Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's a legitimate question. Yeah, I believe in the afterlife. If that's what you're asking, absolutely. I'll take it a step further and say I don't believe in it. I know it exists. Based off my own personal experiences. But
so yeah, if Leon get pressured, then I think that would be a weakness for him.
Absolutely, man. Hey, hey, Dean, man. When it's all said and done, he said, "Nah, bro. Nah, it doesn't exist, bro. Hate to break it to you. Zero evidence for it." Hey,
that's a whole other discussion. Yeah.
Huh?
That's a whole nother discussion right there, man. I like to talk about that, but
I'm gonna just say one thing and I'm gonna leave it at that. You don't have evidence for it, but I definitely do. You feel me? If we was able to have a one-on-one conversation, then I can go deeper into it. But it's like, but a belief can't be proven. You feel me? That's why I say I don't believe. I know. But so, what you think fight of the night gonna be, bro?
Let's see. King Green and Patty Pimblett or CLD and Gregory Rodriguez?
Hey, but Giga and Arnold Allen got the potential too, but
yeah.
I feel like that fight might be a little less active unless Arnold Allen just comes through and run through him. He might get performance of the night. Hey, Rick Allen, already just like that, one of my favorite people in the world. Hey, and so now, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you expect this card to be?
8.5.
He said, imagine being 40 years old and changing your first name to King, bro.
Hey, I see nothing wrong with it. I like it, actually. It's better than Bobby.
Down well in the hood, does it? Changing your first name at the age of 40. I'm going to wait till I get 50. And I'm going to just change my name to Triple X. But hey, so you say 8.5. See, this card right here is one of them cards where it's like it's a hardcore fan's dream. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell, I want to have the afterlife conversation too, Trevor, so bad, but I'm trying to stay on point. Rick Allen He dragging me into it. I need to we need to find a way that we can communicate, Rick Allen. Hey Trevor, that could be an episode, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, so I'm gonna let you finish first.
But so hey, I don't know if you got a Straight Talk Society email that you want to throw up there, Trevor, and then Rick Allen can communicate with us through there, and we can have the conversation. But Rick Allen said, yeah, at age 50, he's gonna change his name again and magistrate because that's a level above king. And at age 60, he's gonna change his name to Your Majesty. And at age 60, again, Your Highness. There you go.
Rick Allen, email
right there.
Yeah.
So now, this is a hardcore fans treat right here. I feel like it don't have the biggest names on the card. You get what I'm saying? But the matchups are fire. And I mean, the matchups are fire. I will be tuned in all 14 fights. I'm so glad we having a 14 fight card. I mean, a couple weeks ago they gave us 10, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" You feel me? But I got a question for you though.
What's up?
Now, this card has a lot of fights that are aside from the title fights included, but aside from those, even if you want to put those aside, this card has a couple of fights where you can see like title contenders coming out, like whoever wins. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you got an Arnold Allen fight.
Yeah, I want to say this one right here
could be a title contender. You got the Manel Cop fight. I feel like a title contender could be coming out of that fight. I mean, and then of course, everybody want to know what happens with Tom Aspen. If he wins, will he fight Jon Jones? Will Jon Jones stick around? Everybody wants to know what happens with Leon Edwards and if whoever wins that fight, who's next in line. And so it got me thinking, and I was wondering, let's go division for division, right? And let's just assume for the sake of this card, regardless of who wins or loses in the championship fights, but who do you think, if you were the matchmaker, who would be next for each champion? And you can start from let's say women's flyweight and work your way up. Women's flyweight division isn't represented on this card, so shout out to them.
I'll have to pull up the rankings. I'm gonna start with the heavyweight division now.
Women's flyweight,
for
man.
me,
Work your way up to it. Heavyweight got to be last, as if it was a pay-per-view.
All right, I guess
I'll give it an 8.5. I was gonna say 8, but 8.5 sounds better.
All right, so for women's strawweight,
go ahead.
Right now the champ is Laylee. Next for her will be Suarez.
I agree with you on that. I agree. That's no, I've been calling that for a minute. Tatiana Suarez. All right, let's go. Next.
Grasso. I don't know if she's fighting Shevchenko, but I don't know if she's not fighting Shevchenko, then Manon Farad.
I agree with you on that 100%.
Now we're going to do men's flyweight, right?
No, women's bantamweight.
Yeah, Raquel Pennington. Next up for her, give her either Juliana Pena or I want to.
Got to pick one.
Juliana Pena.
I agree with you 100%. A lot of people calling out Kayla Harrison, but I say give her one more. Hey, by the way, you know they have a Utah card every year in October, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, from what I've been hearing, that fight is scheduled for that card. But how the hell can you win the title in January and not defend it yet? What's going on, bro?
Don't even get me started, bro. On Raquel Pennington. Don't even get me started on her.
Nah, I want to hear you go on a rant, man. What's up with it, man? Why,
bro? Number one, she shouldn't even fight. But look, number one, I lost respect for her when she quit in the Amanda Nunes fight. That's number one. Number two, the Bueno Silva fight was fluky because Bueno Silva had an adrenaline dump and started crying when Bruce Buffer was introducing her. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't the real Bueno Silva. You feel me? And number three, I just think that she's a very boring fighter. I'm not a fan of her, and there's a lot of other fighters in her division that's much better than her. Plain and simple. You feel me?
Plain and simple to me. I don't respect when a champion gets the title and sits on it. You're not injured. What the? Come on, man! Like you holding up the division. Now, me personally, even though Mick Sesson just beat Mario Bruno Silva, I really wanted to see that fight play out, but I can't get mad at the stoppage considering that cut. But
yeah,
you heard it here first, and you'll hear it here last. Mario Bruno Silva is the future champion of that division. But now let's go to men's flyweight.
Alejandro Pantoja.
Yeah.
The winner of Manil Kopp and Mukayev.
Damn, I can't argue with you on none of these. I'm right there with you on everything. All right, so now men's bantamweight, 135.
Sugar Sean, he fighting Marab, and that's the right fight for that.
All right, so after that, who gets next?
The winner of Sanhagen and maybe Umar Nurmagomedov.
There you go, boy. We on the same page. I'm waiting for. I'm trying to.
So now we at.
You see?
Now we at featherweight, right?
Yeah, men's featherweight. You already know what it is. Ain't not even point in even.
Yeah, Topuria, Matt Holloway. Yeah,
but I feel like now. So after that fight happens, who gets the winner? Would it be Alexander Volkanovski or somebody else?
It can't be I don't want it to be Volkanovski. Nah, I don't want it to be Volkanovski.
Who would it be there?
Well, let's see what Aljo doing his next fight. He could probably get one after 2 wins in that division.
Because he's fighting Evloev. I feel like definitely the winner of that fight is coming up to be the next challenger. The fight winner next versus but depends on what Volk wants to do. Because I feel like if Volk won it, you got to give it to him, bro.
Yeah. Lightweight, we got Islam Makhachev.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be fighting Sarukian, but he on a suspension for fighting the fan.
Yeah, but the suspension, ironically and conveniently, ends in October, which is right on time for Abu Dhabi.
There you go.
So
fight Oman Sarukian.
They can run that.
Yep. Welterweight, Leon Edwards. The winner of this fight.
You already know. I'm agreeing with you 100%. Because I already know what you're saying.
Shavkat
Rachmanov, 17-0.
He's 18-0.
Well, 18-0?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What is it, like 18-0 with what, like 10 subs and
eight knockouts. Yeah.
8 knockouts. He's a finisher, 100% finish rate. All right, go ahead. Next.
Now with that being said, you should let Jack 3 Name and Ian Gary fight, and then they could be the next contender after that.
But what they might do is make Ian fight Shavkat. But either way, I
want to see that, bro.
Because they'll be killing 2 contenders. I get what you're saying. I already know where you're going, and I'm right there with you. Shavkat should be next, and let Ian Gary fight Jack 3 Names.
Hey, sometimes the answer is so in your face. I don't understand. I can ignore it. You feel me?
Yeah, but look at how long they look. And what it is like Bilal, he should have been got a title shot, but he's not considered.
He's not marketable.
Right, exactly. But if you're going off of meritocracy, then yeah, he should have been got it. But go ahead.
Hey, go over there in Abu Dhabi and I get that Palestinian crowd to follow him. Because we got Dricus. He's supposedly fighting Adesanya next, but after that, you gotta give Bobby Knuckles that title shot, bro. You got to.
Or should Bobby Knuckles fight Sean Strickland?
No, okay. You got to get Sean Strickland that title shot.
Or should Sean Strickland fight Bobby Knuckles?
Nah, I would give it to Sean and then let Bobby Knuckles fight Nasruddin Imavov.
All right, I see where you're going now. I would have to disagree with you on that. I feel like Sean said he's gonna sit out for the title fight, but I feel like you might be right too, because don't nobody want the fact that I feel like that decision with Sean Strickland versus Dricus was very controversial.
Yeah,
I mean, I watched the fight twice and I still can't really tell you who won. I kind of feel like Sean won, but I can't say it's a robbery. And then the fact that Sean destroyed Adesanya, I could see him getting the winner either way. So I can't really argue with you on that. And then Bobby Knuckles and Imavov, that's a good fight. So now we're gonna go men's. That was what, middleweight. So now we're gonna go light heavy. It's
Poetan versus Ankalaev.
Yeah, well, I don't like that answer, but that's the only one. And then heavyweight, we already know what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I just wanted to do that little exercise with you to see like how things should play out in our opinion. You feel me?
Yeah, I know. That was my question was going to be, how do you think things are going to play out for the middle, for the welterweight division? So, I basically we took care of my question too.
We be on the same page a lot.
Yeah. Hey, tomorrow, we're gonna have the continuing segment for the second time in a row of KO of the night and beatdown of the night, and also going to have the debut of these tally rankings. As far as with my brother, it starts from UFC 297 from the beginning of the year until the card tomorrow, basically. So I'm gonna tally up. Go ahead.
I wanna have a little segment tomorrow, also including tomorrow's fights, where we do like mid-year, just a few mid-year. Like we ain't got to go through all of the categories, but you know, so far, what's the knockout of the year? Just some honorable mentions for knockout of the year, fight of the year, fighter of the year, little shit like that. You feel me? Nothing too major.
All right, cool. I'll work on the slides for it.
So unless you want to save that for another show, because I don't want to put you through too much work. I know tomorrow gonna be one of them nights. You feel me?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate the Twitter audience. If you could be so kind as to slide over to YouTube and just hit a like and subscribe. The channel got everything you could ever ask for and more. And it's probably more coming. This channel literally got something for everybody. And everybody that's watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe. And we will see y'all tomorrow. No, we will see y'all Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
After some good fights tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. If things go well, I will be a little hungover, but that's okay. 10:30 Sunday, I will be here.
Yeah, I'll see y'all 10:30 Sunday.
And then turn on your PS5 and get ready to get your ass whooped.
All right, peace.
He said then they're gonna have to cut a promo for Blades, and that's the last thing that he want to do. I agree with 100%. It's fun. It's gonna be funny once Blades takes down and submits Aspinall after all the hype and all they've been doing. That hey, that would be something. And you know what I like to see? What's comical to me? I like to see Dana when he comes to a press conference. When somebody that you know he didn't want to win won.
Yeah.
He got to answer a lot of questions about him. And yeah, that would be funny. But all right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch y'all Sunday, 10:30. Be there. Peace.
Peace.
you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Hosted by Zay Bones, the MMA Brothers.